the pig at full forward.
Rockcliffe, gee, that was strong by Rockcliffe. That is a terrific goal.
Fantasia or Fantasia?
A roaming Erasio.
I wonder how far we've got to go back to see when time on was allowed for a pig on the ground.
Welcome to Rock the Razbah, and as every week, bar one when he was away on his deathbed in bed, crying, sucking his thumb, I'm joined by my co-host, Erasio Fantasia.
Rock, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good.
You were out there running around on the weekend. It was very good to see.
I wouldn't say running. I was out there, that's for sure.
Waddling around, but
Yeah.
we're very special. We have the double Duursma episode this week, so welcome to first. Which one should we do first?
Let's go Yaz first, I reckon.
Yasmin Duursma. She was recently picked up by the football club in the draft when she nominated her town or her state of choice being South Australia. So welcome, Jasmine.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, her older brother Xavier.
Thank you.
You don't need any introduction, do you? You're bow and arrow man. It was good to see that on the weekend back.
It was good. Obviously, we didn't get the full-on result that we wanted, but it was nice to be back running around out there and able to shoot one off, which was nice.
Yeah, you shot it almost directly at him, I think. It was almost...
Yeah, I did. I think it was more directed at him. So
Yeah.
Not a massive fan of Richmond. So,
Yeah,
no.
nice. Yes, we'll start with you. Talk us through the draft and coming over here. Obviously, your brother was here. Was that the main reason why you wanted to get over here?
Yeah, it was. It was pretty much that was the decider. I'd obviously talked to the clubs in Melbourne, having that decision between nominating Victoria and South Australia. But yeah, when it came down to it, I chose to nominate South Australia, to be back with Xav. So yeah, here I am.
How have you found your time here so far? You've settled in okay? Are you living with Xavier or are you living away?
Yeah, we live together, which is lots of fun.
Yep.
I think he would say that.
Yeah, so she finally got all of her stuff moved in about a couple of weeks ago, and she's got her bed, got everything all set up, and yeah, she's definitely moved in and kind of. How would you describe it? She's definitely the honeymoon period's over. So
Is she paying her way? Does she clean up? Does she cook?
Look, she's always under the pump. She's probably said she's still in year 12, so she's pretty flat out still. So I've cut her a little bit of slack in that area.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is fair enough. But yeah, she can definitely improve in that area, I think. But I'll cut her some slack for now.
Mate, she's
Get
whacked
there,
her.
God.
She didn't have a host family like you that did everything for you, pretty much wipe your bum for you
No,
for
that's
the first
right.
couple of years that you were over here.
Yeah, no, I was very, very thankful and grateful for my host family. So I'll shout out to Rodney Campbell. Thank you to Rock.
You should be doing everything for her and make it as easy as possible for her.
Yeah, I'm trying, mate. I'm trying. I am trying.
Yes, mate. I hope you're not charging her any rent too.
No, I'm not.
Yes, how is the year 12 going?
Yeah, it's good. It's obviously like a fair bit of pressure, sort of coming to the back end of it. But yeah, it's going. It's school, so you got to do it. But can't wait till it's over. But yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy school? Are you good at it?
Yeah, I do. I don't mind it. I'm hoping to go to uni next year, so got to work pretty hard towards the exams coming up. But yeah.
What's the ATAR score to beat or enter score? What is that? What did
I
you
don't
get?
know, what
X?
did you-
I got 70, so if she can beat that, she's doing all right. We get a little bit of extra help though, because we're country Victoria, so we get a couple of bonus points. So
That's
I
nice.
don't actually know what my end up score was, but
Yeah.
my overall one was that. So I think she'll get that. I reckon she should be able to beat that.
What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for 80 plus, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
What did you get, Raz?
Oh, let's not go there, Rock.
You didn't pass, did you?
No, I don't think so.
didn't,
You?
You didn't, mate. I was 68, I think.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'd
for,
take
for
that.
a bloke that can't speak and read or write,
Yeah.
I'm horrible at English. So I don't know how I got that. But moving forward, how's the pre-season been for you, Yasmin? We've got the practice match this weekend against Essendon, 11:30am on Saturday, and the club will put out where you can watch that. That's actually going to be live streamed, so it may be through the AFLW channels. But how's the summer been so far? Well, when I say summer, it's winter months, but the pre-season.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's obviously very, very different to anything that I've ever experienced before. Bigger workload, more intense trainings. But, I love the challenge and it's been, I've absolutely loved every minute of it so far. So can't wait to keep going and,
She's from what it seems, it looks like she's having a good time. Even when she comes home, she's pretty excited and
Yep.
always talks about her day, which is good. So yeah, and plus she's got a lot of her friends coming around all the time too. So
Okay.
Abby and a few of the other girls as well. So yeah,
The Duursma household's busy.
yeah, yep.
Oh, that's good. And you played last week against Adelaide. How was that?
Yeah, that was good. Obviously the first sort of hit out at AFLW level, which
Yep.
was a really good experience. But yeah, it was nice to just sort of play as a team for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, it was lots of fun.
Faster game, different to the girls you were playing against back home.
Yeah, much faster.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought I kept up with it, which was a good start. Yeah, no, it was good.
Yep.
It was a good level.
And of course, the AFLW round 1 is only just over 2 weeks away, where we take on West Coast in round 1. So after this week, everything's pretty much set in stone, and away we go for the season. But I want to take you back and get a bit of understanding how the game plans come about a little bit for the girls. Is it has Lauren really driven that, and how's Erin as captain?
Yeah, Flip's awesome. She's, you know, you have so much respect for her right off the bat, and then you just get to know her, and she's even better. So professional on and off the field. But yeah, Loz has been pretty. We've had a fair few education sessions, sort of driving our game plan, and yeah, and getting around that sort of aspect of the game. But yeah, it's been pretty full on these past couple of weeks, especially for some of our draftees coming in late to the preseason. Obviously, we missed the first 2 weeks, so we had to do bit of catch up there. But yeah, no, it's been good, and it was good Saturday to get out on the field and put that game plan to work. So that was good.
Nice. Take us back, Yaz, when you were growing up. What was your big brother like? Was he a bully or was he?
Yeah, he was. He was a big.
He
bully.
was.
I was a bit of
Really?
a bully. Yeah, picked on them a little bit, but when I say that though, I'd always had to take care of them when I needed to. Like
Yeah.
you know, if we're out and about, etc., etc. But at home, yeah, I didn't like losing, so I used to bully him a little bit.
Yeah, our younger brother cops it still. He's pretty harsh on him.
Yeah. And how old's he now?
15 now.
Yeah.
15?
Yeah.
Willem, yes. We still get along very well, but yeah, we're always giving each other a bit of smack. So
And we know that Xavier's a keen dancer. Did you go through the same stuff when you were growing up as well? Were you heavily involved in the dance? Because it's your mum, isn't it, that she's a teacher of that?
Yep.
Yeah. So I danced right up until the draft and taught with mum for the past year. So yeah, I was obviously did all the competitions and exams, and yeah, I was right into it. A lot more than Xavier was.
yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. I still love it and miss it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. Do you miss home, X, at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious that I think any person, you're always going to probably miss your home.
Yeah.
I think I've adjusted to Adelaide well, and I think
Mhm.
Yaz so far has done a really good job of that too. But at the same time, you know, there's never really a period of time where you're not missing home, and
Yeah.
you know, wishing that you could be a bit more, you know, spend a bit more time with your family and friends, and being back home when you grew up. I'll definitely be back there in off season quite a lot. I'm
Yep.
looking forward to that as well, getting to see my mum and dad, brothers, and just actually getting to hang out at home and with the mates and all that type of stuff. But yeah, at the same time, enjoying Adelaide as well. So you know, adjusted quite well, and Yaz is doing so well so far too.
As I've mentioned often on this show, country kids do it a lot tougher than what the city slickers do. And
Yes,
if we missed home, we couldn't just ask for a trade back to Gippsland to go and play for a local team there. We'd have to go to Melbourne anyway.
That's
So
right.
we're bred certainly a lot tougher there. Yeah, as I want to talk about footy. Where do we expect you to play, and who's your line coach, and have they had a big impact on you settling in here at Port Adelaide?
Yeah, so I've been playing lately on the wing, so sort of just following Xavier's footsteps. But I started like wing half back. That's sort of the role that they're looking for me this year. And my IDP coach, which is Lammy, he's played a fairly big role, you know, sort of going over clips with me, feedback, and in my development, he's been pretty good. And Clary's my midfield coach, and he's obviously right there every step of the way during the game and stuff, so that helps. But yeah, no, they've been very important to my development so far, and I feel like I've already come so far, so it's
If you
exciting.
want any tips on the midfield, just ask Rock here, who's one of the premier midfielders going around.
Yeah, I didn't venture out to the wing too often. I was sort of in and under, tough inside. I didn't have the speed to run on the outside, and it was a bit tough to play on the wings.
I forgot to mention to Xavier not to pump you up enough. Like, you shouldn't have said
He can
that.
do enough himself.
Yeah,
hey?
that's right. Yaz, if you weren't playing footy, what did you want to do?
I was originally into netball, so that was
Okay.
I was involved in a couple of state programs
Yep.
back at home, and then yeah, obviously stopped netball as soon as I started playing footy. But yeah, I think school's pretty important to me, so I think I'd be focusing on that and going to uni next year.
Yep. At uni, what do you want to do at uni?
I want to do marine biology, so
Okay.
yeah, that's hopefully this year that's how it ends up, but yeah,
Yep.
we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
I recently read on your player profile as well, potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. Do you want to talk me through that?
Yeah, I love chips. I love mashed potatoes, anything potatoes. I love it.
Is that a Duursma special in
Oh,
the
yeah,
household?
I don't think I love them as much as her, but I certainly do love spuds. I love air fried or roasted spuds. They're my favourite
Okay.
type. I think. Yeah.
I think we
they're
get it off
fantastic.
Dad. Dad's
Yeah, I
pretty
think
bad.
Dad loves it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
probably get it from Dad, I reckon,
Yep.
in that regard.
Now, we spoke briefly about the draft night, but do you both want to talk us through your experiences on the AFLW night when you got drafted to Port Adelaide, both the emotions that you went through?
Yeah, I think you can start. It's your night.
Yeah, it took a while to set in. It didn't quite feel real. It all happened pretty quick too. Like I sort of got drafted that night and was on the plane over to Adelaide the next morning. So yeah, it was very surreal for me and something that, you know, if you asked me a year ago, if I thought I'd be in this position, I wouldn't have believed you. So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think she summed it up quite well there. It was a little bit different for me being here, you know, hoping, fingers crossed, that she would come here. I think obviously when she nominated South Australia, there was a good indication that there was some good, you know, really good interest for her. I mean, we just had my fingers crossed for that moment. And I had a couple of the boys come over that night. We were all watching the draft and celebrating when her name did finally get called out. So it was a pretty awesome moment. And yeah, we're obviously really excited to have her here. And yeah, it's same type of thing. If you asked me a year or so ago if I was going to be having my sister here playing at the same club as me, yeah, I would have told you you're kidding. So it's pretty awesome to have her here, and yeah, hopefully she can keep improving and play well.
Is it true that the Crows were playing some funny buggers and thinking about maybe taking you? Is that true?
Yeah, I was a few days out from the draft, and I got a call from the Crows list manager, and she was lovely. She just had a chat and said, look, we want to have a chat to you, get to know you, and obviously Adelaide had that one pick before I was taken by Port, and that was a bit stressful that moment. But yeah, once they didn't call out my name, that's sort of when the party started, I guess.
Now, X-Man, I want to talk about you a little bit. You've had a interrupted season, I would say. I think you started okay, hurt your shoulder in round one, and then had challenges along there. You burst on the scene with the other two boys that always comes up, Rosie, Butters, Duursma, always said in the same conversation. So you had a fantastic start, but you've probably had your most challenging year this year. How have you found it?
Yeah, I think you're definitely right there. It's been the most challenging year in terms of football so far in my career, and I think it's definitely been frustrating in some parts as well. And I think that's been, you know, a real challenge for me. There's been some parts where there's been some highs, there's been some lows, and just been a whole bunch of inconsistency in terms of, you know, being able to just play games in a row. I know I'm obviously, you know, lucky to be healthy and stuff now, and you know, when I could have been injured, etc., for a long time, you know, I'm lucky to be, you know, healthy. But at the same time, yeah, it's definitely been challenging, and I'm looking forward to, you know, getting something out of these last few weeks and having a big preseason.
How have you dealt with those challenges, X? Have you lent on your sister at all, your family, and are you a big talker in that regard, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a challenge for me because I suppose the last 18 months when I had knee surgery last year, that was my first time I ever had a big major surgery or major injury. So that was a bit of a challenge as well for me. So it's kind of been this last 18 months, almost the last 2 years now. Oh, yeah, almost the last 2 years. So it's been, I've definitely been talking more to my mum and dad. And I suppose, you know, I haven't probably talked to you as much about my injuries and all that type of stuff and the challenges it is, but you know, it's definitely been a couple of conversations there that I you know, 2, 3, 4 years ago, I definitely wouldn't have had there with mum and dad. So I definitely opened up to them more about the actual challenges of facing, you know, not getting selected, being injured, not playing good footy, and the challenges that come with that. Because of my own expectations that I have of myself, I really wanted, you know, get the most out of my career. And at the minute, you know, or this year and the last, you know, 18 months, I certainly haven't really got to that at all. So, you know, it's been frustrating, and that's the parts of where, you know, you definitely, it's good to be able to talk to your mum and dad and other people that you trust around you. So,
Have you had some good conversation with Ken about that too? Because I know you're pretty close with him, and you can go and do his office similar to Butsy. You know, you can go in there and have a chat.
Yeah. I think that, and that, again, that's another thing that I've had grown in that area. I think you know, at the last 2 years ago, before that, I definitely wouldn't have been able to do some of the stuff that I've been able to have conversations with Ken as well. Now then, the more honest I think, the better.
Yeah.
And for me, that's sometimes like I don't really like personally. I'm not a massive confrontation guy. I don't really like to challenge someone else or get challenged myself. I'm more happy to just kind of sweep it away and just do my thing. And so that's for me. That's been a big area of growth, and also as I said before, a challenge for me because it's not naturally who I am. So to try and actually have the conversation and be able to try and get someone with it has been good.
Playing AFL footy, you need a great balance. You can think about the game, but also how you get away from the game. I want to know from you, because I know you're a massive overthinker of the game. Not overthinker, but a deep thinker about the game, your performance. You remember nearly everything that happens in the game. How do you think you have a good balance at the moment? Is it something you're continuing to work on? Is it an area that you want to get better at? Because I know that you absorb yourself in footy. Where do you see that at the moment?
Yeah, I think I am, like, I do overthink a lot. There's definitely moments where I'd just love to be able to just turn my brain off completely and just not think about footy and stuff in life in general, I suppose. I definitely think I've gotten better in that. In my 4 years since being drafted, I think I've definitely become much more balanced with it. I think that I can still become more constructive with it. I've found ways to turn my brain off, but not necessarily in awesome ways in terms of, actually developing myself as a person. Just being able to sometimes just watch TV and movies or play PlayStation has been some of the ways I've been able to do it, but that's not necessarily some of the best ways to be able to, actually grow myself as a person. So, to be able to try and keep doing uni, and some of the business course, the advanced business diploma that I'm trying to do at the minute with a few of the other boys at the club. I'd like to be able to keep doing some of that and maybe even getting back more into reading, because I was a big reader as a kid. So doing some more stuff like that, I think would be better for me. And I have been doing that. So
spoke about how busy you are at the moment. Yasmin, do you find that you have the balance right? What do you do to get away from study and footy, or you haven't quite got that balance where you need it at the moment?
I think footy is my getaway from study. Obviously school takes up a lot of my time. And it was the same at home. It was school and dance and footy. And I suppose footy's like my getaway. It's a nice place to go. You got your mates there. You have fun. So, I suppose footy brings that balance for me. But also like the beach, I love going down for a swim or just a walk along the beach. That helps. But yeah, I think I'm still navigating my way to working that out. I haven't got that really down pat yet.
Oh, I think I'm 9 years in, and it's still a challenge for me. How long did it take you, Rock?
About 6 months.
Yeah, of course. Do you lean on your brother for some homework help and things like that?
Xavier's pretty useless.
Yeah, I'm pretty useless. I've forgotten everything. I've forgotten everything.
In one ear, out the other.
Oh.
Yeah.
But no, he's all right. He gives me my own time to study. He leaves me alone, cooks dinner if I'm studying. So that's all I can ask for, because he doesn't help much otherwise.
Yeah, I won't be able to help. I won't be able to help him much with her school stuff. Maybe in English, because I could kind of just remember that stuff anyway. But yeah, in the some of the other classes, I'm not too much.
Teach her about life though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'll teach her common sense stuff, hopefully. So.
Any tips about the showdown, X? You've played in a few. Yaz hopefully we're playing her first this year. Any tips for that big game?
Yeah, I think it's obviously as you'll find out. I think there's a bit of a rivalry going on between Port Adelaide and Adelaide. So I think the big thing is that when you pull on your jumper, make sure you just wear that with pride and go out there and show who the real team of South Australia is, I think.
Speaking of pulling the jumper on, Yaz, you've gone for number 7 as well, I'm led to believe. What's the family connection with 7? We know that it's so special at Port Adelaide for the Ebert family, but X-Man jumped straight in it, and there's a special bond, I'm told, about the number 7 for the Duursmas.
Yeah, so I think the number 7 was offered to me when I first got here, and they said, would you like to wear it? And I said, yeah, obviously. I would love to have the same as Xavier. But I don't know, since I've been playing footy, I've always had the same number as Xavier. So Xavier was number 5 for Gippsland Power, our team back in Victoria. And then they gave me 5 when I got there. And so, it's just worked out that way that I just get whatever Xavier gets. But yeah, I suppose it's nice to have the same as your brother.
Not a bad number, hey? Not a
yeah,
bad number.
it's all right.
Have you always looked up to your brother since you were young? And
Yeah, everything Xavier does, you sort of want to do just to be as good as him. But he's your big brother, so you always want to be like him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, X-Man, we know that you love the Star Wars.
Yep.
Is that a family thing as well? Are we all into Star Wars
Yeah.
at the Duursma household?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we love it as a family. I don't think any of them love it as much as me.
Yep.
But they do. They all certainly. I think everyone loves it. don't
Yeah, Xavier's next level.
we? Yeah.
He takes it a bit far sometimes.
Yeah. I'm a full nerd.
full nerd.
Who would you
Okay, so-
compare Razbah to as a character out of Star Wars?
So I'd be.
I reckon you would be
Yoda?
a bit like.
You're looking like Yoda.
I reckon you're a bit like maybe Han Solo. Yeah, it's pretty good character.
Yep.
Pretty good character. One of my favorite characters in Star
I'll
Wars.
take that.
Yeah,
See?
that's pretty good.
That's a pump up, mate.
Yeah.
Don't try to put me
That
down.
didn't-
Yeah, that's a
I didn't
pump up.
think it'd go that way.
That's not
Nah,
very nice.
Raz is a good character like Han Solo, I reckon.
Thank you, X-Man. Now we're going to go into a little sibling rapid fire. So
Righto,
Rock and I are
here we
going to ask some questions, and we want you two to buzz in and answer them. Okay.
Righto.
So you're going to buzz in with your name, so we'll just test those buzzers.
X.
Yaz.
Perfect.
Done. Happy with that?
Perfect. Yep.
X is easy to say.
Yeah. Hopefully that gets me points.
All right. Who is Mum and Dad's favourite?
Yaz.
Yo, yes,
yes.
into it. Okay.
Look, I am.
Are you?
Oh, do you reckon Zane?
No, you
No,
answer.
I'm
Don't.
Dad's
let-
favourite.
Nah, it's Zane. It's Zane.
I'm Dad's favourite.
Nah, Zane.
Zane.
No, who's favourite overall? Or
Zane.
me.
Zane? You?
Don't
I'm
you?
Dad's favourite.
No, not Dad's. I want Mum and Dad's. Who's the
All right,
favourite
who's your
altogether?
favourite, Mum or Dad?
No. Now we're just getting in trouble. Now we're just getting in trouble. Hopefully.
Yeah, you will. Okay, I've got the next one. Who is the messiest around the house?
Yaz.
Yes?
Excuse me, there was no buzzer.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
X.
sorry.
My
Oh,
sister. Yes.
Is she messy around your house too?
Yeah, she's not too bad, but I understand because of obviously she's
I've
got a
copped
lot
it
of
the past
lot of,
couple
lot of
of
stuff on.
days.
But yeah, I
He's
would like
been
her to be
pretty
a lot
mean.
neater.
Has he been angry at home, has
Yeah,
he?
he's
Yeah.
been pretty grumpy.
Oh.
I'd like her to
really
be a lot
copped it.
neater.
Since
Yeah.
Saturday night,
Yeah, well.
potentially.
Might have something
All right,
to do
we
with
might
Yeah.
just test those buzzers again.
Sorry, X.
Yaz.
it. Yep.
All right, we're away now.
Sorry, guys.
Who has the most carry on the footy field?
X. Yeah, I think it's pretty obviously me.
You've answered every question as you so
Yeah.
far.
Well, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Okay, next one. Who will win a premiership at Port Adelaide first?
Yaz.
Yaz is in
I will.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I will.
I'd like to hope that in the next couple of years both of us will. But
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully she does.
Okay. Who is the coach's pet
Mm.
out of you two?
Yaz. I definitely am.
Oh yeah?
A bit of a suck up, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Interesting.
Lauren. Okay.
Lauren,
Mark that one down.
Starting on the wing.
Yes.
Most disposals.
Yep.
Who will spend more time on the physio table?
X. I think at the minute, with the year I've had, I've probably just getting a little bit extra attention here and there. Yaz young, she's good to go.
Sometimes you need a bit of extra
That's right.
love.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
We won't ask the last one because we've already touched on that. It was going to be who's the biggest Star Wars fan, but we know X, you would have buzzed in and said yourself because you've said that every
That's right.
question so far.
Yep,
But
pretty much.
that's where we'll leave it. Thank you so much for coming in, Yasmin and Xavier Duursma. And I'll just remind you again, AFLW practice match this Saturday, 11:30 a.m. It'll be streamed.
Yep.
The Footy Club will put out a post, I'm sure, on all the socials to let you know. But thank you very much for spending around 20, 25 minutes with us. It's been great to get to know you guys on a deeper level.
Thanks very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Beautiful.
how good was that to have the Duursmas on?
Yeah, they were very good. I think X is being a little bit too harsh on young Yaz in the house, making her clean up and she's in year 12, mate. Give her a break.
Yes, absolutely. And now we're going to jump into Friday night footy by KFC, and I'm going to do a challenge because I didn't do one last week because I didn't want to colour my hair. We had a walk off, and we both lost last week. So payback time for me. What do you got in store?
I've got something off TikTok, another TikTok challenge. So let's hope it's not a zinger.
Another flop.
But yeah, another flop. We've got some garlic that I've pre-peeled and you have in your hands, and I want them both up the nostril as deep as you can get it, and we're going to sit that in there for the next, I'd say, 8 minutes, and by the time you're done, that's fine. By the time you're done, there should be snots and boogers, and it's really actually helping. Like, it's just clearing your sinuses. It's actually a nice challenge.
So you see, is this a tradition that a culture have done in the past, that they put garlic in their nose?
Yes, so as I was a kid, it was rosemary up your bum when you were constipated, so there it is.
All right, let's jump into some footy stuff first before we get into this week's bet, because we need a little bit of time for this to take action. AFL, bad loss against Richmond on Saturday night. There's no other way to explain it.
Yeah, it was a good first half, and we spoke about that in our review. We had the game how we wanted to play, and it was another, once again, sort of lapse in that third quarter where they were able to kick 7 goals and get away. So, unfortunately, it was just, that gap. Yeah,
it just got away, and the third quarter that they were sensational. Richmond back to their absolute best, hunting in numbers. The Sample game versus Sturt, another loss, unfortunately, but you played in that. How was that?
Yeah, probably a reversal of the AFL game. We started quite poorly, and we were down. I think we kicked 1 goal for the first half, and we might have been 8 goals down. We ended up winning the second half, and we played much better footy and got the game on our terms, and we could actually move the ball a little bit better, but it took us a long time to sort of get settled and reset, because they just wanted to control the ball. They didn't want to give it to us, and they just kicked around, and we were too slow to get it back off them.
Anyone knocking on the door to play senior footy this week?
Yeah, I think so, mate. There were some really good performances. Sam Mays and Jackson Mead and Trent Dumont were really, really good. Trent's obviously been in the league for a long time over at North, and here now, and he runs that wing, really, really well. And Meady and Maisie were inside Bulls all day, so I'm sure those three are putting their hand up.
And potentially you got through okay, I think, on the weekend, played okay from all reports. I think Bass actually might have put a line through on Monday and said you weren't quite moving as well. But Sunday, 14th of August, 1:35, the Magpies take on Panthers down there, and let's touch on the senior game against your old mob, Essendon, 4:10 local time on Sunday as well.
Yep.
How do we go over there and dismantle Essendon?
Yeah, well, they love Marvel, and they're sort of up and about, and they like to move the ball nice and quick. So against them, we're really going to have to slow down their ball movement. You know, they've got Mason Redmond off halfback and Nicholas Hine who like to speed it up for them and get going. But I think the blueprint is a bit of GWS. They went after Merritt, and they went after those two off half-back and really just sort of fizzled their ball movement altogether. Yeah,
they did. They were super impressive, the Giants, on the weekend. And, of course, as we mentioned before, the AFLW team will play a practice match against Essendon, 11:30 in Melbourne on Saturday, but that will be streamed somewhere online. The club will put out notifications around that as one garlic falls out.
Back up there.
Also, jump online and grab your membership, your AFLW membership. So there's some links there that you can get your memberships. And, of course, round 2 is our first home game here at Alberton, which hopefully we pack it out.
Yeah, I think we will. I think the great man Sully's already got his foundation membership, so everyone get on there and buy up.
All right, now what our segment that we all love, Friday Night Footy, brought to you by KFC. St Kilda take on the Lions this week at Marvel Stadium.
I can't take you serious, mate. It's just...
Well, it's hard to do a serious segment like that, but anyway, that's a production meeting later in the week. Friday night, who are we going to go for?
Yes, I think your Lions, Rock. They'll bounce and they'll get a nice win here over the Saints.
Yeah, they'll have to win if they want to keep their top 4 chances alive, and of course St Kilda to keep their finals dream alive are going to have to win. So it should be a good contest. I'll go for the Lions as well. Mm-hmm. Margin wise, I think they'll win by 23 points.
Yeah, you've actually took the number.
Well, you're going to say 23
I was going to say 23, but I'll go a little bit more. There you go. I'll think Danaher. Oh, get that right garlic just keeps popping out of that nostril.
That one.
I think Danaher might get busy and get a hold of the key backs of St Kilda and kick a couple. So I think they might win by 30.
Okay, 30 points in 23. So we'll mark that down. That's all we have time for this week. We're going to take these out now. Is that part of the challenge? I'll take these out and you're going to talk us through what
we'll
happens.
wrap it up. We'll close it up and maybe we'll give it a couple minutes and then we'll come back and finish the segment. Or not? You want to do it right now?
No, we'll do it now. Take it out and...
okay.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Razbah?
No, I want to see this garlic come out and I want to see if there's any boogers.
There we go. Take it out.
Anything? No boogs. There wasn't even a booger on the end of it. You going to sneeze?
Nothing.
Okay.
Another absolute zinger. It's not a KFC zinger burger, but our production team will be reshuffled in the off season. It's fair to say that once we stop filming and podcasting, I'm not sure when that'll wrap up. We might have to continue, but you, of course, are going to be on leave in a couple of weeks now that the finals dream is past for Port Adelaide, so I might have to get a co-host to continue it through the AFLW season. But thanks again for joining us, and hopefully you got something out of the Duursmas.
Yes.